Thank you, your average patriot nerd. Hope you're enjoying MegaCon, buddy. Hope you took lots of pictures, man. The mosquitoes are officially back. Mosquitoes are officially back. So I got this Coleman lantern and such a claims it's supposed to last 70 hours plus. But mosquitoes love me. I've already gotten bitten once out here, and that's just from starting the stream. So always see them. Let's see if this I gotta remember to make sure I blow it out in the stream. Yeah, there's big gaps by the garage doors that they sneak in through. Even at the old house when we didn't. Even at the old house when we didn't have the back door and stuff. They always forgot to. Oh, I always forgot a way to get in the garage. We've got these garage doors. Don't exactly sit out the garage doors. Rather annoying. I get bitten a lot. That's okay. That's Citronella's fault. Eventually I'll get me into a kerosene lantern for Citronella. Then we'll be good to go. Bastards. They're already out. Barely moved. The small ones are fast too, so they're hard to. Oh, and Tiny will be with us because of MegaCon. Tiny will be with us on Doctor Who tonight because of MegaCon. All right, I'm ready to get started. I agree with that 100%, JR24. How we doing today, guys? It's Jesse with the Common Nerd, bringing you pop culture and all things dirty through a common sense lens. And welcome back to Pop Culture and the Bible, boys and girls. Our little Bible study, our little read through, our little Bible read through, boys and girls, as we go through and kind of do what Common Nerd normally does with articles and things like that. We kind of read through here the good book, and then I'll go off on an occasional rant, on a little occasional tangent, and specifically, especially when we try to apply it to modern day, because it's not like there's anything we've read in this book at all that just screams and mirrors what's going on in our culture right now. No, that would never happen, because the Bible is just a bunch of ridiculous, silly children's stories, boys and girls. But if you've been around here for any length of time, you are very well aware of the fact that this thing is far from that. If anything, there are sections of the Bible that if our MSRB rating systems decided to take a hold of it, it would be NC-17. Boys and girls, it is vicious, it is wild, but it is the reality of the world. It is our history, and it is our lessons and our teachings and our philosophies going forward, ladies and gentlemen, and it is the way we are supposed to live our life. So we have had a grand old time going through this, pointing all of that stuff out, reminding ourselves of this, learning more of it, and digging even deeper and diving into this and our lovely little fellowship here on Sundays. So I appreciate you, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. It's an absolute blast. As always, a friendly reminder out here, this is not a substitute for church. You need to find yourself a good local church that preaches the word and preaches the gospel, boys and girls. I am not a pastor. I'm not a priest. I've never been in any kind of seminary school. I ain't got one of them silly little ordinations you can get online to marry folks. No, I'm just a toddler Christian out there where the old man put it on my heart to do a Bible study on my pop culture channel. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's what we do around here. So we appreciate each and every single one of you out there. So, and if you've got any prayer requests, make sure you put those down in the chat. We will start the day off with a little prayer before we jump into the good word of Ezekiel today, boys and girls. If you're following along at home, that is Ezekiel 4, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So please, by all means, come check that out with us. So we're going to say hi to all of you fabulous folks out there in the chat, and then we're going to do a nice little group prayer, and then we will get right into Ezekiel. How does that sound? Well, it doesn't matter. That's what we're doing. That's on the agenda. So let's say hi to all of you fabulous folks out there in the chat. Griffin coming in first over on the YouTube side says greetings from YouTube. Greetings, Griffin. Good to see you, brother. JR24 says bonjour, fellow believers. Bonjour, JR24. Good to see you, my friend. Glad you made it in. Truth Warrior B88. What's up, Brandon Blair? Good to see you, buddy. Glad you made it in. Glad you made it in. Good to see everybody saying hi. Spaceship Vampire, what up, buddy? Says hail, all and Jesse. Hail, Spaceship Vampire. See, boys and girls, we are the most welcoming Bible study on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, we even invite outer space bloodsuckers. So good to see you, Spaceship Vampire. Glad you made it in, buddy. Yarvich Richard Nerd. Good to see you, brother. Another fine member of the Nerd Herd over on the YouTube side of the house, helping keep the lights on. Says, hail all, just dropping in to say hi on vacay in Florida. Went to meet up MegaCon. You lucky dog. You lucky dog. I am so jealous. And Epic Universe this week was a blast, but sadly it all ends tomorrow. God bless. God bless you too, brother. I hope you had a blast. Take lots of pictures. I want to see them. Post them in the Discord. There's a section for pictures over there. I want to see all of the MegaCon photos, all of that kind of fun stuff. I am super, super jealous. One of the days we'll get out there, boys and girls. One of these days we'll get out there. We're working on Nerd Ranch, so all of that kind of stuff helps with all of that. So, and just a friendly little FYI, I won't go off into it too much, but things went well at the little church flea market yesterday. One lady came in and cleaned me out of all my glow-in-the-dark little wiggly figures and another thingy, and then I had some other people come in and buy some other stuff. So, like, overall, it went well. I was really surprised. I honestly expected not to make a single sale. But it actually went a lot better than I expected. I had a lot of new followers on the Facebook, so Common Nerds, Toys, and Trinkets over on Facebook. Go check it out if you haven't already. Common Nerds, Toys, and Trinkets went well yesterday. We made enough to buy almost 2 more rolls of filament. So it was worth the trip over there. So, yeah, it was cool. So yeah, all of that stuff is all part of us being able to go to these meetups and hang out with you folks and do all that kind of fun stuff and all of that kind of stuff because Nerd Ranch makes all of that possible because we got to get them bills down. Anyway, you're Richard Nerd. Good to see you, brother. You having fun in Florida? I love Florida. Florida's great. I went to tech school in Florida, Pensacola. It was wonderful. Alrighty. Let's make sure I don't miss anybody. There you go. In the middle of a golf round with my stepdad. I'll see y'all later. All right, average Richard Nerd. I hope you kick his rear end. Get less strokes than him. Oh man, isn't that weird how that works in golf? Anyway. Not going too deep into that. Mosquitoes are a plague that God made to be one of our many trials in our lives. I agree with that one, Jared. Look, I get they've got all of their reasons. Like, I know there's lots of good reasons why mosquitoes exist and they have their purpose in like the whole circle of life. Right? I get that. Does not mean I don't despise their existence because they love me. And it just makes it even worse, too. I'm married to a woman that they don't touch. I am married to a woman that they do not touch. The mosquitoes avoid my wife like the plague. It's ridiculous. It's not fair. It's not fair. But good to see you. There you go. Yeah, I agree with you. All right. Not missing anybody. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll probably talk about that. We're going to try to get a news show done tomorrow morning. I've got an appointment. Me and the wife have got an appointment tomorrow afternoon. But I'm going to try to get a news show done tomorrow. If not, it'll be done first thing Tuesday, and maybe I'll put out my Street Fighter trailer review for tomorrow since I didn't get it out Saturday. Had so much going on with all of that stuff and everything else and getting all that stuff set up and all of that kind of fun stuff. But man, like I said, it was fun. I met some good people, and I think I've got a new customer for some of my CBD products too while I was over there too. So double bonus all the way around. Fact is, mosquitoes don't contribute much. Well, something eats them, and they help with population growth by spreading disease. So I don't know. Yes, that's true. Good point, JR24. Prayer for Chuck Norris and his family. Absolutely. And then what was the actor's name that played Xander? He passed away, too, on Friday. I cannot remember his name now either. 54. He was 54. Not saying it was the poke. Not saying it wasn't. It's just like, man, we got a lot of young folks dying right now. A lot of them in Hollywood, too. Weird. So, yeah. Rough end of the week last week. Especially with the Buffy reboot, like just getting out of the news, too. It's like, man, now we know Xander's not going to come back for that. Man, rough week for pop culture. Bats do eat mosquitoes. Bats do eat a lot of mosquitoes. That's why we're going to have bat boxes. We're going to have bat houses all over Nerd Ranch. We are going to do whatever we have to encourage lots of bats to come hang out at our property. Because yeah, bats are great for mosquitoes. So yes, you are absolutely right, Spaceship Vampire. All right, we got Ezekiel 4 today, boys and girls. We're going to start off with a nice little prayer. Let's pray for even though I can't remember the actor's name because I'm horrible with names. So let's pray for Xander's fans and friends and family, and of course our beloved Chuck Norris, an absolute legend, Air Force veteran, by the way. Not that I'm bragging. Yes, I am. Air Force veteran, boys and girls, as well. So yeah, let's keep those folks in our prayers today because those people touched a lot of lives. Those people touched a lot of lives, and a lot of them in a very positive way. I don't know much about the Xander actor as a person, but he was incredible in that show, and that show is one of the legends out there, So he will be remembered in perpetuity, and of course, Chuck. Holy cow, absolutely, Chuck. Chuck Norris, undoubtable legend, Carlos Norris. I wonder if he was half Mexican. Makes me interesting. Shout out to Chuck, though. All right. Let's roundhouse kick this in the face, boys and girls. Father, we come before you humbly grateful today for all the beautiful blessings that you give us, both seen and unseen. Father, thank you for this blessed, beautiful day. Father, help me figure out a way to cast these birds away from my chicken food all the time and in a permanent manner. I know. It's the chicken coop, right? It's the chicken. We'll try to get that done soon, this week. Lord, give us strength and patience. But Father, we've had some very heavy losses this week in the entertainment world. 2 legends. One served his country so very well, Father, made people healthy and happy, created things that will live beyond him, Father. And we had another one, a beloved actor. For any of us that grew up in the 90s, any of us that are fans of Josh Whedon's incredible works throughout the years in television, Father, he was an incredible actor, an incredible talent, fit the role so well, and was beloved by many. Father, be with their friends and their families today and as they go through this grieving process, Father. And for those out there who don't understand, don't always remember your will, Father, let them understand. Let their eyes be open. Let their hearts be open to understanding the wisdom of what comes with loss, Father. Let them understand that. Let them bring strength from it. Let them learn the lessons from it that they need to. Just as we wish you to open our eyes, our ears, and our minds and our hearts to all of the lessons you wish us to learn today, Father. Be with all of us who are suffering, and let us all learn from that suffering, Father. Let penance be on our front of our mind, and let it teach us the lessons to make us stronger, so that we be better servants for you and your will. Come upon us today, Father, as we fellowship together and go over your good word. Let us learn its wisdom, and let us apply it to our lives and in the world around us, Father. Let us get our own houses in order, so that may we be a shining beacon for your light going forward. As God has declared, so say we all. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. And all God's people said, amen, amen, and amen. Alrighty, boys and girls, sunglasses off. Stinky Doggo in tow for some reason. Hello, Stinky Doggo. Hi, Bruce. We gotta get you some doggy treats for your breath. Some proper, minty ones again. Those seemed to work pretty well last time. Let's do that again. All right. Don't forget Doctor Who tonight, boys and girls. We'll be taking direct donations. Maybe for the stinky dog's breath. I don't know. We'll find out. Ezekiel 4. Ominous object lessons. And you, son of man, take a brick and set it in front of you. Inscribe a city on it, Jerusalem. Lay siege to it. Build siege works against it. Erect a siege ramp against it. Post soldiers outside of it and station battering rams around it. Then for your part, take an iron frying pan and set it up as an iron wall between you and that city. Set your face towards it. It is to be under siege. You are to besiege it. This is a sign for the house of Israel. Also, for your part, lie on your left side and place the iniquity of the house of Israel on it. For the number of days you lie on your side, you will bear their iniquity. I have determined that the number of the years of their iniquity are to be the number of days for you, 390 days. So bear the iniquity of the house of Israel. When you have completed these days, then lie down a second time, but on your right side, and bear the iniquity of the house of Judah 40 days. I have assigned 1 day for each year. You must turn your face toward the siege of Jerusalem with your arm bared and prophesy against it. Look here, I will tie you up with ropes so you cannot turn from one side to the other until you complete the days of your siege. As for you, take wheat, barley, beans, lentils, millet, and spelt. Put them in a single container and make food from them for yourself for the same number of days that you lie on your side. 390 days. You will eat it. The food you eat will be 8 ounces a day by weight. You must eat it at fixed times, and you must drink water by measure, 1.5 pints. You must drink it at fixed times. Man, that's a lot of math for mythological stories. And you must eat the food like you would a barley cake. You must bake it in front of them over a fire made with dried human excrement. Ew. And the Lord said, this is how the people of Israel will eat their unclean food among the nations where I will banish them. And I said, O sovereign Lord, I have never been ceremonially defiled before. I have never eaten a carcass or an animal torn by wild beasts. From my youth up, unclean meat has never entered my mouth. So he said to me, all right then, I will substitute cow's manure instead of human excrement. You will cook your food over it. I mean, I guess that's a little bit better. Then he said to me, Son of man, I'm about to remove the bread supply in Jerusalem. They will eat their bread ration anxiously, and they will drink their water ration in terror, because they will lack bread and water. Each one will be terrified, and they will rot for their iniquity. Ooh. I mean, to be fair, we've talked about this over and over and over again. It's not much better for me the prophets of the Lords are the ones they write stories about, right? We've talked about this. It's just my theory. I have no evidence of this whatsoever. But I'd imagine there was probably some times where the prophets were actually listened to. And I know we do have some examples of that throughout the book. But, there's also, a lot of times where there's a lot of bad things going on. And there's times where just not a lot's talked about, right? And it's because there just wasn't any major events going on. And it's probably one of them situations where it's like, that's when they actually were, right? If you want to be remembered, just remember what comes with being remembered, right? Especially for prophets of the Lord, all right? A lot of suffering comes with being remembered. We should all remember that. Ezekiel 5, boys and girls. As for you, son of man, take a sharp sword and use it as a barber's razor. Shave off some of the hair from your head and your beard. Then take scales and divide up the hair you cut off. Burn a third of it in the fire inside the city when the days of your siege are completed. Take a third and slash it with a sword all around the city. Scatter a third to the wind, and I will unleash a sword behind them. But take a few strands of the hair from those and tie them in the ends of your garment. Again, take more of them and throw them into the fire and burn them up. From there, a fire will spread to all the house of Israel. This is what the sovereign Lord says. This is Jerusalem. I placed her in the center of the nations with countries all around her. Then she defied my regulations and my statutes, becoming more wicked than the nations and the countries around her. Indeed, they have rejected my regulations, and they do not follow my statutes. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Because you are more arrogant than the nations around you, you have not followed my statutes and have not carried out my regulations. You have not even carried out the regulations of the nations around you. Not only could you not listen to my rules, you couldn't even listen to the rules of the rulers I placed over you. You are nothing more than a rebellious lot. That's what it feels like he's saying there anyway. Sure is what it sounds like. You can't, there's an exclamation point at the end of that, right? You have not even carried out the regulation of the nations around you. Right? To Caesar, Caesars. To God, to gods. They can't do either. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says. Even I, am against you, and I will execute my judgment among you while the nations watch. I will do to you what I have never done before and will never do again because of all of your abominable practices. Therefore, fathers will eat their sons within you. Jerusalem and sons will eat their fathers. I will execute judgments on you, and I will scatter any survivors to the winds. Therefore, and at least there will be survivors. Therefore, as surely as I live, says the sovereign Lord, because you defiled my sanctuary with all your detestable idols and with all your abominable practices, I will withdraw. My eye will not pity you, nor will I spare you. I just want to stop for a second, right? Even I will scatter any survivors to the wind, right? That qualifies and says there must be survivors, right? So think about that. Even if you're in a place where for whatever reason you choose not to leave, you decide not to leave, or you can't leave, right? You're going to suffer. It's going to suck, right? But to me, that means you're still going to survive, right? Because there had to be some of the remnant left inside of this city. And yeah, they were still stubborn and they were still sinful. They were still prideful because they didn't leave when they were told to, when the prophecy was going around. But other than that, they were probably pretty loyal to the Father. You know, they came up with excuses to not to leave, right? Just like a lot of people come up with excuses not to go. But you're going to survive. Maybe you get scattered to the wind, but you survive. Even in hell, faith has its rewards. Because they were definitely going through hell with all of this. Fathers eating sons, sons eating fathers. I got this funny feeling that ain't metaphorical in a lot of cases. But that's why we stick to what the old man wants. Let us all be better servants of that. Therefore, as surely as I live, says the sovereign Lord, because you defiled my sanctuary with all your detestable idols and with all your abominable practices, I will withdraw my eye. I will withdraw. My eye will not pity, nor will I spare you. A third of your people will die of plague or will be overcome by the famine within you. A third of your people will fall by the sword surrounding you, and a third I will scatter to the winds. I will unleash the sword behind them. Then my anger will be fully vented. I will exhaust my rage on them. I will be appeased. Then they will know that I, the Lord, have spoken in my jealousy when I have fully vented my rage against them. And something else to think about that just came to my mind for a moment here with this was, even if you are the Lot, right? The Lot, the one good man left in the city. Lot still suffered, right? Because at the end of the day, you think about this. And this is just my humble opinion. I am not an I am no apologetics expert by any means. But you know, it's not like Lot lived without sin. You know, and I don't know if it was like in the thing to convert back then. But did Lot say, hey, to all of those guys in Sodom and Gomorrah and all those places? Was he like, hey, you guys shouldn't do that stuff? It's really bad. Or did he just like, was he just like a get along to get along kind of Christian? You know what I mean? Oh, I don't want to stir nothing. I don't want to say nothing about it. Right? Oh, you know, everybody else is going to hell, but I'm sticking to mine. Well, that don't work. Guilt by omission. That's, you know, you didn't say anything about him either. Right? You didn't say anything about it. You just stood there, still going to temple, still going to church every Sunday, still voting, but you're still not participating. You're not standing up and saying anything. You're not voting. You know? You're not going out there and telling them folks maybe they shouldn't be doing those things. And maybe telling them why. Because at that point, you get what you deserve. It's kind of been a theme here in the fall of Jerusalem. So many people stood by and did nothing. They just went along with it. This is the holiest of holy cities. Even if nobody was reading the scriptures every day. You don't think the stories of their ancestors were passed around like legends? You know? With such a rebellious spirit, which certainly still exists in all of us, but I don't know. I will make you desolate and an object of scorn. among the nations around you, in the sight of everyone who passes by. You will be an object of scorn and taunting, a prime example of destruction among the nations around you when I execute judgments against you in anger and raging fury. I, the Lord, have spoken. I will shoot out against them deadly, destructive arrows of famine, which I will shoot to destroy you. I will prolong a famine on you, and will remove the bread supply. I will send famine and wild beasts against you, and they will take your children from you. Plague and bloodshed will overwhelm you, and I will bring a sword against you. I, the Lord, have spoken. Boo. Boo. Wait, hold on. We'll try that again one more time. Plague and bloodshed overwhelm you, and I will bring a sword against you. I, the Lord, have spoken. It takes a second. It takes a second sometimes. All right. Oh, we got plenty of time. Plenty of time. And then we'll see what all you guys have been up to in the chat here in a little bit. Ezekiel 6. Judgment on the mountains of Israel. Man, even the mountains are going to get it. Even the mountains are going to get it. Oh. That's heavy. Heavy. Heavy stuff. Ezekiel 6. The word of the Lord came to me. Son of man, turn toward the mountains of Israel and prophesy against them. Say, mountains of Israel, hear the word of the sovereign Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord says to the mountains and the hills, to the ravines and the valleys. I am bringing a sword against you, and I will destroy your high places. Your altars will be ruined, and your incense altars will be broken. I will throw down your slain in front of your idols. I will place the corpses of the people of Israel in front of their idols. I will scatter your bones around your altars. In all your dwellings, the cities will be laid waste, and the high places ruined, so that your altars will be laid waste and ruined. Your idols will be shattered and demolished. Your incense altars will be broken down, and your works wiped out. The slain will fall among you, and then you will know that I am the Lord. Do we need to go over the high places again and all the things that happened over there, up there? Like we did with kings? Yeah. Shout out to Zedekiah. But I will spare some of you. Wasn't it Zedekiah? I don't remember now. But I will spare some of you. Some will escape the sword when you are scattered in foreign lands. Then your survivors will remember me among the nations where they are exiled. They will realize how I was crushed by their unfaithful heart, which turned from me, and by their eyes, which lusted after their idols. They will loathe themselves because of the evil that they have done, and because of all of their abominable practices. They will know that I am the Lord. My threats to bring this catastrophe on them were not empty. He warned them over and over and over and over. How many prophets did we go over in the Old Testament? I don't know, but a lot. They all basically said the same thing. And how many times did people actually listen? This is what the sovereign Lord says. Clap your hands, stamp your feet, and say, ah, because all the evil, abominable practices of the house of Israel, for they will fall by the sword, famine, and pestilence. The one far away will die by pestilence. The one close by will fall by the sword, and whoever is left and has escaped these will die by famine. I will fully vent my rage against them. Then you will know that I am the Lord, when their dead lie among their idols around their altars, on every high hill and all the mountain tops, under every green tree and every leafy oak, the places where they have offered fragrant incense to their idols. I will stretch out my hand against them and make the land a desolate waste from wilderness to Riblah in all the places where they live. Then they will know that I am the Lord. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it when we get to go all John Wick on like all the altars and all that kind of fun stuff. I love it. 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 Ooh, Ezekiel 7. The end arrives. Like I always say, I just feel it's really underutilized in Hollywood these days. Ezekiel 7. The end arrives. The word of the Lord came to me. You, son of man, this is what the sovereign Lord says to the land of Israel. An end! The end is coming on the four corners of the land. The end is now upon you, and I will release my anger against you. I will judge you according to your behavior. I will hold you accountable for all your abominable practices. My eye will not pity you. I will not spare you. For I will hold you responsible for your behavior, and you will suffer the consequences of your abominable practices. Then you will know that I am the Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord says. A disaster, one-of-a-kind disaster is coming. An end comes too. The end comes. It has awakened against you. The end is upon you. Look, it is coming. Doom is coming upon you who live in the land. The time is coming. The day is near. There are the sounds of tumult, not shouts of joy on the mountains. Soon now I will pour out my rage on you. I will fully vent my anger against you. I will judge you according to your behavior. I will hold you accountable for all your abominable practices. My eye will not pity you. I will not spare you. For your behavior, I will hold you accountable, and you will suffer the consequences of your abominable practices. Then you will know that it is I, the Lord, who is striking you. Look, the day! Look, it is coming! Doom has gone out! The staff has budded. Pride has blossomed. Violence has grown into a staff that supports wickedness. Not one of them will be left. Not from their crowd, not from their wealth, not from their prominence. The time has come. The day is struck. The day is struck. The customers should not rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for divine wrath comes against their whole crowd. The customer will no longer pay the seller while both parties are alive, for the vision against their whole crowd will not be revoked. Each person for his iniquity will fail to preserve his life. They have blown the trumpet and everyone is ready, but no one goes to battle because my anger is against their whole crowd. The sword is outside. Pestilence and famine are inside the house. Whoever is in the open field will die by the sword, and famine and pestilence will consume everyone in the city. Their survivors will escape to the mountains and become like doves of the valley. All of them will moan, each one for his iniquity. All of their hands will hang limp. Their knees will be wet with urine. They will wear sackcloth. Terror will cover them. Shame will be on all their faces, and all of their heads will be shaved bald. They will discard their silver in the streets, and their gold will be treated like filth. Their silver and gold will not be able to deliver them on the day of the Lord's fury. They will not satisfy their hunger or fill their stomachs because their wealth was the obstacle leading to their iniquity. They rendered the beauty of his ornaments into pride, and with it they made their abominable images, their detestable idols. Therefore, I will render it to filthy to them. I will give it to foreigners as loot, to the world's wicked ones as plunder, and they will desecrate it. I will turn my face away from them, and they will desecrate my treasured place. Vandals will enter it and desecrate it. Make the chain, because the land is full of murder and the city is full of violence. I will bring the most wicked of the nations, and they will take possession of their houses. I will put an end to the arrogance of the strong, and their sanctuaries will be desecrated. Terror is coming. They will seek peace, but find none. Disaster after disaster will come, and one rumor after another. They will seek a vision from a prophet. Priestly instruction will disappear, along with counsel from the elders. The king will mourn, and the prince will be clothed with shuddering. The hands of the people of the land will tremble. Based on their behavior, I will deal with them, and by their standard of justice, I will judge them. Then they will know that I am the Lord. Whee! Ezekiel 8. Poor Griffin, he's so lonely on Rumble. A desecrated temple. Man. Just wild. It's just wild. All right. We'll do one more. We'll say hi and see what all you guys have been up to in the chat. What up, Sparta? Ezekiel 8, a desecrated temple. In the 6th year, in the 6th month, on the 5th of the month, as I was sitting in my house with the elders of Judah sitting in front of me, the hand of the sovereign Lord seized me. As I watched, I noticed a form that appeared to be a man. From his waist downward was something like fire, and from his waist upward something like a brightness, like an amber glow. He stretched out the form of a hand and grabbed me by a lock of hair on my head. Then a wind lifted me up in between the earth and the sky and brought me to Jerusalem by means of divine visions, to the door of the inner gate which faces north, where the statue which provokes to jealousy was located. Then I perceived that the glory of God of Israel was there, as in the vision I had seen earlier in the valley. He said to me, "Son of man, look up toward the north." So I looked up toward the north, and I noticed to the north of the altar gate was this statue of jealousy at the entrance. He said to me, "Son of man, do you see what they are doing? The great abominations that the people of Israel are practicing here to drive me far from my sanctuary? But you will see greater abominations than these." He brought me to the entrance of the court, and as I watched, I noticed a hole in the wall. He said to me, "Son of man, dig into that wall." So I dug into the wall and discovered a doorway. He said to me, "Go in and see the evil abominations they are practicing there. Here." So I went in and looked. I noticed every figure of creeping thing and beast, detestable images, and every idol of the house of Israel engraved on the wall all around. 70 men from the elders of the house of Israel, with Jezanah, son of Shephem, standing among them, were standing in front of them, each with a censer in his hand, and a fragrant vapors from a cloud of incense were swirling upward. He said to me, "Do you see, son of man, what the elders of the house of Israel are doing in the dark, each in the chamber of his idolatrous images? For they think, 'The Lord does not see us. The Lord has abandoned the land.'" He said to me, "You will see them practicing even greater abominations." Such a fun word, abominations. Then he brought me to the entrance of the north gate of the Lord's house. I noticed women sitting there weeping for Tammuz. He said to me, "Do you see this, son of man? You will see even greater abominations than these." I don't know who Tammuz is. Well, let's see. Look at this. What we got here. The worship of Tammuz included the observations of annual death and descent into the netherworld of the god Tammuz. The practice was observed by women in the ancient Near East over a period of centuries. So the weeping was a form of worship of the god. Okay. Gotcha. The god Dumuzi. Gotcha. Lots of heresy. Literally in his own city. These people aren't even going to the high places to do their orgies. They're doing it right inside the city. Right inside the temple. Yeah, I'd be mad too. Then he brought me to the inner court of the Lord's house. Right there, at the entrance of the Lord's temple, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men with their backs to the Lord's temple, facing east. They were worshiping the sun towards the east. At the Lord's temple. In the Lord's temple. On the Lord's temple. They're literally using it to worship demons, evil spirits, whatever you want to call them, false idols, fake images, fake imaginations in their brain, whatever the hell you want to consider it. Absolute heresy, absolute abomination going on inside on the Lord's house, on his front porch. He said to me, do you see? Oh, I know what that's like. That's like having a trans closet so the kids can try on tuck back wear in a building that was built as a church for Christians initially. It's like having a church with gay pride flags hanging off of it. Or a church that says we support murdering babies in the womb. Or that we vote Democrat, which is the same thing. So, wow, I guess it's not all that insane to think about now that I think about it for a minute, because it's happening right now. It's almost like we haven't really changed all that much. Did you see the plans they had for Notre Dame? Yeah. It's weird. It's almost like, I don't know, all of these same problems that they had back then from not listening to the old man upstairs individually and especially culturally, but most especially individually. It's the same shit they were literally doing what we see happen every day in our culture. Every day. We are getting exactly what we deserve. And honestly, probably less than it. He said to me, do you see, Son of Man? Is it a trivial thing that the house of Judah commits these abominations they are practicing here? For they have filled the land with violence and provoked me to anger still further. Look, they're putting the branch to their nose. Therefore, I will act with fury. My eye will not pity them, nor will I spare them. When they have shouted in my ears, I will not listen to them. I think we'll save Ezekiel 9 for next week, because it starts with some of my favorite stuff that happens in the Old Testament. The execution of idolaters. Oh, but wary my tongue and my sinful wrath, because we were all there once, weren't we? We were all there once, weren't we? It's easy to look back at it on this side, but holy cow, they had their warnings. Forgive me, Father, for if I take a little too much joy in this. I apologize. All right. Let's say hi to all of you fabulous folks in the chat. What have you been up to? What have you been up to? Sparta Chris, glad you made it in so you can keep Griffin company over on Rumble. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. I can smell the citronella now. It smells nice. It smells nice. All right. You know what? Just so I'm not under any pressure, give me just a minute real quick. Let me go take a tinkle real quick, because I don't want to be under any pressure feeling like I'm rushing through your guys' chats out there. So give me 1 second. I'm going to tinkle real quick, and then we'll get into all your fabulous chats out there. There we go. Spaceship Vampire. That's the sickest thing I've ever heard. Like, dude, that title right there would make an excellent metal song. Like, we need more Christian rock band, like actual Christian rock bands, not like this pop pussified bullshit. Like we need actual more pop Christian band, like actual rock Christian bands. Like we need, like there should be a song titled "The Execution of the Idolaters." Like that would be the most metal song ever. Like, what is wrong with you people out here? Yeah, we gotta be nice. No! When has God ever told us to be nice? Kind and generous and considerate and loving, but love isn't always kind. Love isn't always kind. All right, I'm gonna stop before I jump into an 80s love song. All right, let's see what else we got over here. Hey, glad Spartacus made it in. There we go. Pagan worship. Yes, Spartacus. Tamuzi, the Sumerian god of shepherds, fertility, and vegetation. Oh, there you go. Thank you. There you go. There you go. That's why I like this NET version. A lot of time they have those little explainers in there, too. I like that. There we go. Vampires as figures. People just did math all the time back then since they didn't have video games. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. This point of Ezekiel with the plain siege of Jerusalem always makes me grin. God showing what will happen exactly, and most people choosing to be oblivious. There you go. There you go, Griffin. You know, all that kind of food for about over about a year. Yep. No. Exactly, Brennan. Exactly. Griffin says, imagine just outside the gates of the city and a universally acknowledged prophet sets up a game which he has miniature city sieged, invaded, and destroyed. What are you doing? This will happen. And it will happen exactly as Ezekiel pretended it would happen. Some poi Tor soldier gets trampled to death. It happened for real. Yeah, exactly. He was trying to show him. Jared says, if I remember correctly, the scriptures were read last week was talking about what angels looked like. Ooh, there you go. Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, it was. We had another one. We had another one. There's lots of angels in Ezekiel. It's kind of fun. Yep, exactly. Truth of word. That's what it sounds like. Absolutely. Sounds like an angel to me. Israelites had a bad habit of disobeying their good leaders. It's true. They so did, JR24. They had a rebellious spirit, man. A rebellious spirit indeed. There must have been some Jewish bloodline. There must have been some Israel bloodlines in the founding fathers, man. Because we're a little rebellious. We're all a little. Yeah, a lot of us, you know, it's like either for those that legitimately immigrate to the United States and want to be here because of what America is, right? You either already have a little bit of the rebellious spirit, you know. If you're born here and you're proper descendant, a lot of us naturally come to the rebellious spirit. But if you're born in another country and move here, like it's probably because you were like. What I'm saying is, there's probably a little bit of Israel in all of our founding fathers and in most of the blood of America, because like we've got a little bit of a spirit. Not as rebellious as I'd like right now towards the government, but hey, that's a conversation for another day. But yes, disobeying the good leaders for sure. Griffin says, seriously, how creepy would it be for some guy, which you know to be a prophet, to make an exact model of your city you're living in, and he plays the destruction of your city? Yeah, that would be weird. That would be very weird. Oh, there we go. When asked for explanation, he calmly explains, oh, this is going to happen to you because this city won't repent. Better run now. Right. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, that is great. Oh, man. Yeah, so Ezekiel was a GM. This is Griffin. Yep, there you go. Exactly. That's exactly what it was. I love it. Chris says, I'm sure, he's talking to Spartacus, says, I'm sure you're aware of the minor debate whether Ezekiel digging into the wall and finding his hidden worship of the old gods was him seen in past or present. Yeah, I was going to say both. It would have been both. It's a vision. It's showing you what the leaders of Israel have been doing the entire time, or for a very long time at least. So yeah, I would imagine it's past and present, because I guarantee you not every single one of the idols he saw in that room were being worshipped at the time. Because we know a lot of that stuff was kind of faddish, just like it is nowadays. Weird how the idols are faddish nowadays too. But God's eternal. Right? God doesn't go out of fashion, now does he? No, he does not. Lot had a lot of problems in his time, says Jared DeVore. Yep, there you go. Yeah, exactly, Truth Warrior. Exactly, Brandon. Get along. Yeah, go along, get along, gang, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Just because you're still going to heaven don't mean you're going to have a good time down here. Griffin says about Lot, a prime example is in the end when he begged the citizens to flee, including his own sons. And they said, whatever. If he had preached before, it was weak, so they dismissed him. There you go. That answers that question. Thank you, brother. I knew somebody would be able to answer that one for me. Spartacus says what happened to the Hagia Sophia, one of the greatest cathedrals in all of Christendom. There you go. Well, they have images, depictions. It had to be purged, and moon god symbols put up everywhere, of course. Exactly, Griffin. Exactly. Oh. At one time, Lot got kidnapped, and Abraham had to bring an army to save Lot. Oh, wow. And on the way back is when Abraham met Misakalik, king priest of Salem. Dude, see, and I can't wait. We're going to get to Genesis when we're done with the Old Testament. When we're done with these last couple of books, we'll jump back to since we started in Exodus. We'll jump back to the general. I'm having a brain fart right now. Genesis, and then we'll jump into the New Testament, and then we'll just start back all over again. Yeah, God smash. That's right, JR24. Griffin's like, we don't need to go over what happens in high places. We do that regularly on Epstein Island, and about the best actress 3 years ago who gleefully praised killing her children for the Oscar. Yup. Oh, that are their high places. What do you think the Oscars are? Boy, I tell you what, if that ain't the most idolatrous worship, they literally got an Oscar that they all worship. They all want to take home their own little idol. I get it. Trophies are cool, right? But like the way they act, it's an idol. It's not a trophy. It's an idol for a lot of them folk. You know what I mean? It's literally an idol for those folk. You know, they worship people who get them. You know? So, yeah. Doesn't get much more on the nose than that one. They just flaunted. The devil's cocky. Devil's cocky. He knows you're going to choose to be ignorantly blind. That we will default to being ignorantly blind. Especially vampires says, don't make God angry, kids. You wouldn't like him when he's angry. That's right. That's right. Oh, Hulk smashes. That's like God. Don't make God angry. You won't like him when he's angry. Griffin says, that's right. She didn't kill her children. They were just my body, my choice. 3 times just to get an Oscar. Sound like ball worship to you? Yup. Very much so indeed, JR24. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. That's right. I love it. Doom. Yes, indeed. The wrath of God. That's right. Does anyone ever picture God being voiced by Liam Neeson? I have not. He did voice Aslan, if you recall, though. That's a good point, too, Griffin. That's funny. He was a great casting for the voice of that one. He was. Shame, shame, shame the fools. Indeed. Nice. What I picture is actually the voice is not quite Liam Neeson, but it's still perfect for that. I will find you line. There you go. Griffin says, gotta cynically love that. When the siege clearly gets desperate, then they want preaching and prophets. But until then, don't you dare judge me. I'm free. I got my rights. Yeah, exactly. And now you have to live with the consequences. That's right, JR24. Dig into the wall. Doing so expose a horrific history and current practices of old gods. Again, Epstein and the others. Yep. Yep. Weird how the cycle just repeats. It's like, that's got to be the most frustrating part. Because I know it is for me right now. Realizing the cycle. And not being sure we can ever truly escape it as a culture. Right? Kind of makes me sad. I hope we can. We do culturally learn things, and I know we do get smarter over time. We just have to suffer a lot. So I'm hoping. Maybe. I guess that's what every warrior, every zealot, every prophet hopes for, right? We'll get it right this time. Every optimistic fool. Every one of us that's an optimistic fool that's born. I guess we hope we get it right this time. It's all we can ever hope for, I guess, right? Hope we get it right this time. We'll see. We'll see. Let there be war in my times. My children can live in peace. Oh, yep. Now live with it. That's right, Jared 4. Exactly, Brandon. Hence the need to leave the fake churches ASAP. Yep, absolutely, brother. Vampire says I cringe at most of the stuff I said and did as a 13-year-old kid, right? But I guess I'm kind of glad that when my old friend explained it to me what abortions were, I instinctively said, that's the sickest thing I've ever heard. Yep. That one, yeah, I was with you on that one. Yeah. Yep. Never should have been used as a form of birth control. Not in a million years. No. And now I'm just like, y'all can just piss off with the whole damn thing. Y'all can't be trusted with rules and regulations. You can't be trusted with guardrails. Y'all just keep pushing things. So you never wanted the other side never wanted compromise ever. So why bother? It's true, Jared. Before the world does love repeating its sins. It's so true. It's so true. All right, sickest thing is ever. Bladder pressure. Ha 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 ha. Griffin, you're so funny. You're so funny. Oh, that's why we keep you around, boys and girls. That's why we keep you around. Oh. Yeah, they renewed the worship of Baal. Yep, Spartacus. Start coming. Like currently in Hollywood? Yeah. Uma Thurman's daughter, who played the lesbian girl in Stranger Things, praised her mom for avoiding your siblings. So, yeah, she could pursue her career. I remember that one. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah. Shit. They just throw it in your face, man, and people just keep their heads in the damn sand. That's true. If it's part of your youth, we don't know, and we haven't gained wisdom. If those are the best choices you made at the time, you learn from them, you don't beat yourself up. Yep. Your response to abortion was probably a touch of divine insight. There you go. Divine insight. There you go. Jared, I remember a few years ago watching a movie that showed the abortion looked like. It was very disturbing. I know those videos exist. I have seen very brief glimpses of them. Trust me, I have enough of an imagination. Just no. It's hard for me to even talk about. No. The images are popping in my head right now, and I can't even do it. Nope. Oh yeah. Nope. It is hard not to beat ourselves up. 100% Spaceship Vampire. It can get hard. These are embarrassing moments I'm stuck with forever. I feel you. I have that exact same shit, dude. I have memories in my head that will replay in my mind forever until the old man calls me home, dude. And it gets overwhelming sometimes. It's when it's a good time to talk to people. Go around and be around other people. Whether it be a live stream, you're talking to people in the chat, you're going out and just walking around them all. Just something to get your mind off of things. You got to find something to distract yourself when you get like that. Trust me, dude. What do you think led to some of my benders back when I was still drinking? You know, that's what led to a lot of my benders was just me overplaying shit over my head over and over and over again and not being able to just fucking get it to go away. So, you know, shout out to Ken Buechler and good old Go Joe. Subscribing to our last couple of subscribers over on the YouTube side. But yeah, absolutely. Jared says there were some founding fathers that were Jewish. Nice. Also, Jean Lafayette, the pirate who helped win the Battle of New Orleans, was Jewish. Ah, there you go. Griffin says, did Jesse do that weird thing? Probably. Idol worship is a hell of a drug. A few weeks ago, I got into an argument with someone in a live stream chat who just got so butthurt when I criticized his favorite manga, Fairy Tail. He basically did the text-based equivalent of trying to force me to change my mind on it through nothing but sheer willpower. Yeah, that doesn't really work, does it, Spaceship Vampire? No, it doesn't at all. Karen says, I love the stories too, but you're right. The level of devotion is worship. Yep, that level of devotion is worship. Yes, it is. Wow. That's wild. That's wild. All right, boys and girls, did we bookmark this already? We'll bookmark it again just in case. Why not? It never hurts. All right, we're going to wrap it up there. We're going to get Doctor Who ready for tonight, 7 p.m. Standard Time. Chicago Reacts should be joining us, as well as Tiny for just a one-night special guest appearance for that one, because Vagabond's at MegaCon right now this weekend. So Tiny has her Sunday night free. So our dear sweet Tiny, speaking of Jews, our dear sweet Tiny is going to come join us for Doctor Who tonight, along with Sunker Maybe Griffin. I don't know. We already got a full panel. I don't know if I'll keep him around. I'm just kidding. And then yeah. So we'll be having that. Hopefully Chicago React should be able to make it. Chicago React should be able to make it tonight. He didn't. His work thing. He said work things have kind of gone a little crazy at his work, so I need to double check with him today and make sure he's still good for tonight. But either way, we'll be watching some Doctor Who tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard. We'll have Tiny either way, no matter what. So if nothing else, it'll be worth showing up just for Tiny. And of course, Sunker will still be there as well. And so yeah, it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time tonight, boys and girls. I'm excited. We just got done with some Daleks. We just got done kicking some Daleks' ass, and now we're on to the next story. So it should be fun. And then we did something for real quick that one too. So it'll be a good time. But go check out Common Nerds Toys and Trinkets over on Rumble. Easter's coming up, boys and girls. I can get you some toys out real quick for all your nieces, nephews, kids, grandkids, whatever you got, neighbors' kids, whatever it is. Kids at your church, hit me up. Glow in the dark. Got some Christian themed stuff for Easter, all that kind of stuff. Just hit me up. Whatever you want, let me know. We can probably make it happen. So we appreciate that. We appreciate that. Oh, there you go. Appreciate that. We just picked up Vicky last week. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we just picked up Vicky last week. That's right, Spartacus. Yeah, we got our new companion tonight. We got a new companion, too. So we got new companions tonight. We got new companions that go along with our new companion now, too. So it'll be a good time. Yeah, that's right, Vicky. Yeah, our new granddaughter. Our new Susan replacement. It's going to be great. So yeah, it'll be a fun time, boys and girls. I'm going to go get all that all set up and ready to go. And then I got to go dig with the little 3D printer a little bit and get some more glow-in-the-dark stuff printed out. So I appreciate you guys. JR24, Griffin's View, Truth Warrior, BBB, a.k.a. Brandon Blair, Spaceship Vampire, anybody else out there might be lurking and listening over on the YouTube side or catching us on the replay. Spartacus and Griffin holding down the Rumble. We appreciate all of you boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. This is Just With the Common Nerd. I bring you pop culture and all things ready through a common sense lens. God bless. I love you all. And I will see you guys tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for Sir Win Who Was Good. Until then, enjoy the credits, boys and girls. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already, make sure you smash that like and subscribe or follow button, depending on what platform you're on. And of course, a big shout out to all of our subscribers and members. You are the grease between our gears, keeping this machine running. And I could not do this without every single one of you. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already, make sure you smash that like.